Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Script Club. It's like a book club, but for film enthusiasts. And today, we have something a little bit different for you. But first, allow me to introduce my panel of readers. We have with us Forrest Bennett. Introduce yourself, Forrest.
Hey, I'm Forrest Bennett. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I'm a producer of indie horror movies, including actually I just had one I produced called Strix, just came out earlier this week.
Very cool.
Premiered earlier this week.
And we have Arlo Sanchez.
Hey, what's up, everybody? If you didn't already know, I am Arlo. I'm a former Trauma employee. I've directed a commercial, a short film in high school, and I am a aspiring actor. My dream is to die in a big budget Hollywood film.
Okay, well, at least your dream is not to die. That's amazing. Now, and we have Cassidy Hardy. Introduce yourself, Cassidy.
Hello. I'm from Hopatcong, New Jersey. I'm just a big fan of horror. I'm a makeup artist, and I'd like to thank the Academy.
Oh, you have one of those. Why am I not surprised? If I had anything around here that looked like an award, I would challenge you on that. And last but not least, he's been absent for a few episodes, and he's joining us today for this very special episode of Script Club. Andrew Merto. Introduce yourself, Andrew.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Merto. I'm a filmmaker, actor, producer, writer, you name it, from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm just happy to be here and have some fun.
Now, here on Script Club, we enjoy reading so bad it's good material or unproduced screenplays of varying quality. But today we have something special and a little bit different. We are going to have a reading of an original piece of work that was actually written by Andrew. And it's only in the first 6 pages from what I see here. You said that it was 4 pages long, Andrew?
Yeah, it's 4 pages.
All
yeah,
right.
just 4 pages.
And once we finish our read through of what he has so far of his project titled Beyond the Bayou, we are going to sit down and have a discussion about it. Go into some of the things that maybe not improve upon, but some ideas that can be expanded upon, things like that. Now, Andrew, without further ado, I'm going to have you take over. Go ahead and assign roles, who you think should read stage direction, who you think should read what part, and we will go from there. Take it away, man.
All right, I'm gonna have Daniel. Can you read the stage directions and the dialogue? Not the dialogue, but just the actions.
Yes, I can.
Can I have Bennett? Can you read Garcia?
Sure.
And Arlo, could you read Roy?
Yeah, sure, man.
And Cassidy, could you read Lewis?
Lewis.
And
Yes.
yeah, I mean, whenever you guys are ready.
All right. Let's see here.
Hello, I am Roy.
Okay. Back at the Bayou by Andrew Merto. Exterior, 1949 New Orleans prison midnight. A thunderous night with heavy rain sounds over Louisiana State Prison. Cloudy sky, but a full moon waits to come out. Interior, prison block C, midnight. A pair of guards, Garcia and Roy, walk down the hall, annoying the prisoners, but knocking the baton on the bars of the cells. Garcia.
They wait till midnight to move the sack of shit.
Roy.
Apparently, they waited for us to get on duty. These new guys, if you ask me, chicken shits. And the warden tells us to be careful too. Too many complaints. Fuck them. Were they careful when they were doing the crime? Please.
Garcia.
You ain't lying, but you did fuck up the count last week. Maybe this is your punishment.
Roy.
Shit, he'd be punishing you too.
Garcia.
Humor me. What do you do again?
Roy.
Mutilated his girlfriend with his bare hands, fucking teeth marks and everything.
Garcia.
Sick bastard. You think they'll be complaining about him? You think they'll be complaining about his neighbors call the about him. His neighbors called the cops when they heard him scream. When they heard screaming.
Flashback, 1950s home. As Garcia tells how they found him, we see in vivid details. The police break in the door. They find Lewis in the corner, naked and shaking. Police.
Let me see your hands. What the fuck?
We see the damage done to the girlfriends, and it's just like Roy said, all chewed up and mangled. As the cops grade him, they see the blood in his mouth. Interior, prison block C, midnight. The two guards arrive at the cell as we find Lewis sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth. Lewis, under his breath.
I won't let it take me again.
He says the same thing over and over again. No, over and over in guilt. No, in a guilt-ridden trance. Roy.
What's the matter? You feeling guilty? You sick fuck?
Lewis, softly.
I didn't do it.
Garcia.
Yeah, half the people in here saying the same thing, pal. Get up.
The guards open the gate and begins to rough up Lewis, getting him to his feet as he collapses. A full moon appears from the archway of the prison. Suddenly, a radio goes on as Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock, plays. Lewis falls to floor as he begins to change form slowly. Roy goes and try to get the music to turn off. A fellow prisoner, Rodrigo Fernandez, puts his head down. Roy.
Turn the thing off.
Continued. Garcia brings Lewis to his feet but notices his face is changing. He lets go. Garcia.
Roy, get over here. Something's wrong.
Roy.
You better turn that asshole off when I get back.
Roy goes back as he jabs at Garcia. Roy.
You getting soft on me?
Okay. Lewis is now shaking as the transformation begins to take place. As he looks up and face is more wolf-like. Both men grab their guns as the king's music becomes more in tune with the scene, gunshots matching the beat. Lewis lets out an inhuman yelp as he is shot, but the bullets do not penetrate and slugs are on the floor. Yeah, I figured that's a typo. Are on the floor next to him. Roy starts to reload his revolvers. In a panicked pace, drops a bullet. Insert mushroomed bullets. The Rougarou? What? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's how it's spelled? Okay,
Yeah,
that's how it's pronounced. The Rougarou has taken him over as Roy Oh, wait, that's the name of what the werewolf is in New Orleans? I butchered that name.
Yeah, no, that's it.
All right.
I guess.
As Roy goes, his eyes open as the beast jumps up in full form. His arms are lengthy, jaw growling as he sees his meal. Garcia stands in shock as Rougarou takes a swift bite and takes his head in his teeth, crushing his head, picking him up as he rips into his flesh, killing him finally. Roy, in a panic, takes aim and shoots 2 shots, getting Rougarou attention as his eating his partner. He turns slowly as another 3 shots ring out. Rougarou moves in close as Garcia puts the gun to head and tries to pull the trigger, but no luck. Rougarou lets out a chuckle as we see his long, fanged teeth start to open. Close up. Roy, screaming with fangs, are borders as Ruguru's mouth opens up. Interior.
Ah!
All right, very good. Interior, Garcia, cell block C. The screams of Roy can be heard by Rodrigo, who is sitting against the wall in his cell, shaken by fear as the song ends. The lower half of Roy is thrown right by Rodrigo's cell, splatting blood on his face. He notices the keys are still attached. Shaken with fear, reaches his arm out of the cell to try to grab Roy's legs. Ruguru picks his head up as he notices some movement. Rodrigo struggles to grab it, but finally gets to it. Ruguru charges and bites Roy's corpse, missing Rodrigo by an inch. As the Ruguru stands up and growls, we see the size of this creature again as he grabs the bars. Ruguru lets out a whelp. I think that meant yelp. As the creature is burned by the silver bars of the cell. The beast uses his strength to breach a hole in the prison wall as Rodrigo holds the keys in his hand, shaking. Rodrigo, scared shitless. Who was our Rodrigo?
I don't think we casted one, but I'm gonna butcher that. It's basically
I can. Yeah, I can. I can read Spanish or ancient Latin. Okay. Padre nuestro, que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre.
I love the telenovela. Oh my god.
Dude, I used to watch so many telenovelas.
Dude,
like when my grandma was still living with them.
Please, Andrew, I'm sorry. I want to see Arlo goof off for a bit. Double down on the telenovela feel for your next line. Okay. All right. Ruguru is breaking through the walls of the prison as Rodrigo struggles with his sanity as he tries to get through a prayer. Each line he delivers, the Ruguru smashes through the wall. Rodrigo.
Venga a nosotros tu reino, haga tu voluntad, así en la tierra como en el cielo.
¿Por qué, María? Fernando, mi amigo. Cuchi, cuchi.
Venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase tu voluntad, así en la tierra como en el cielo.
I've listened to enough Gabriel Iglesias to know that right now you're just doing an announcer's voice, Arlo.
Yeah. I'm doing my commercial voice. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to butcher that, but...
Finally, the beast gets through and runs out the yard, and the banging stops. The alarm blares as he opens the gates. Gunshots can be heard. Rodrigo composes himself as he opens the gate, slipping in the blood of one of the guards. Can't tell who's who at this point, as both are mangled beyond repair, leaving a bloody footprint as he quickly exits. Title sequence. Interior, Harrington Estate, morning. And that's where this ends.
Yeah.
So what we have here is the opening sequence. I had no idea what we were going to end up reading, so I'm just going to recap. What we have here is just the opening sequence and introduction of a monster into this supernatural script world. I know that we discussed this before we started recording the show, but Andrew, take us through some of the inspirations and what is going on here. Give us an idea of the bigger picture of what this is a part of.
Well, it's basically it's going to be a TV show about maybe 6 episodes split into 2 parts, so like 12 in general. And it's just basically a guy that gets out of the army, and he's kind of like the X-Files just a little bit, and he's in charge of taking these like tasks of these different cases that no one else wants to touch. But it's more of actually the lore of Louisiana, but also other places as well as they do travel. But it's actually like written like legends and stuff. So that's what the inspiration came from. And it's just I want to try to get like historical figures involved and kind of give them characters and but like based on real people and just kind of see how far we can go and just have some fun with it. It's definitely gonna be like action heavy, a lot of thriller, a lot of drama, a lot of horror stuff going on, and it should be kind of good. Hopefully, if I can finish it.
All right, so historical fiction, very much in the vein of Supernatural or Lovecraft County, country, however is it Lovecraft Country? Somebody correct me.
Country.
What's it called?
County, right?
No, it's Lovecraft Continent.
Lovecraft Continent?
Yes.
What?
Okay.
It's
Thank you.
Lovecraft Island.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that show. Do they ever get off? No. Anyway. No, but that's very much what this is. And this does have like the makings and the feel of a pilot. And
Yeah.
I think that what I want to go ahead, country, there we go. Of course you
No,
own
it's
the book.
continent.
Of course you own the book. Thank God you kept that on screen for less than 15 seconds because I don't want to get sued.
Copyright.
So I
Hey,
just
it's
wanted to
free
clarify
advertisement.
one thing, because this is supposed to
Don't
be
see it that way. Now,
I just
Forrest, you were
wanna
saying?
one thing, because this is supposed to be set in 1949. I think you might want to include more period accurate music for this because Jailhouse Rock didn't come out until 1957.
Oh, really? I thought it was 1948. Maybe I'm wrong. But
Rock and
maybe
roll
you're right.
wasn't even a thing until the 50s.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was
Wow.
thinking maybe just
I will
know.
say that wrong anachronisms are pretty fucking awesome.
I have written fan scripts for steampunk short films where Queen was still an existing band. So whatever
That's just
creative
nice.
liberties like Andrew wants to take, he can take. But if the goal is to authentically portray a certain period in time, Forrest has a point. You want music from that year, from that decade. So going as far as the 50s, because Jailhouse Rock is newer than the 40s. I don't know, maybe
Personally,
don't go
I
with
like
that,
the,
but also it's your script, so you can do whatever. Everything that we're going to be discussing right now is basically just notes to sort of help Andrew get into whatever direction he wants to go into.
I like the music personally. I am a firm believer that no matter what era your thing is set in, if the music fits a scene, it fits a scene. Like, and
neutral one.
Jailhouse Rock is a great song for some guy to get got to.
Thank you.
Now, without further ado, criticisms. All are welcome as long as they are constructive.
Yeah, sure.
Floor is open, guys.
I was
Let me
never
look
good
through
at this
this
part
again.
of creative writing.
All right.
That's kind of tough though because it's only like the first introduction of the you didn't really meet the main character yet.
I've seen enough genre television to understand where this kind of a thing is going, and as far as an introduction to the monster, you've got that down.
Yeah.
As far as the finer points of the script, this is still a very early rough draft. So it goes without saying, grammar's got to be checked, etc.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Mhm. I agree.
so that's about it.
Better
From me. I like the direction. I like genre TV is my thing. I'm a huge fan of Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I have watched Sweet Home to death since it premiered on Netflix a few months back. And those are just the modern ones. Supernatural I was into until about season 5. I haven't seen anything past that because the showrunners said that they had a 5-season plan, so those extra 10 are irrelevant if you ask me. But
The
yes,
show ended like last year. And yet people
technically,
are still talking about it, including myself. Wait, is it in here?
I don't want to go too off topic until I'm sure that we're done. So leave all ideas related to Supernatural, Cassidy, until after we finish our initial thoughts here.
Listen, I wanted to pull something funny out.
Oh man. Okay, well before she pulls out something funny, somebody
Nah, go on.
please interject. But no, if you ever want to bring this back and we can pick up after the initial attack of the monster, that would be fine with me. If you want to bring this back to Script Club, no problem here. No gripes here.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Cool.
So yeah, for future reference, I probably should have made this part of the intro. There really are no rules with Script Club. This is still completely free form and experimental, if we want to call it that. And the idea is just to get together and do these dramatic readings. This entire concept of Script Club was created with the simple idea that actors just want to act in some capacity or another. All of us here present right now are actors. People who are part of our Facebook group are all actors. The only reason that we're the ones here right now is because we're available at this particular time slot. But everyone's schedule is different. Everyone's schedule is subject to change. So this is pretty much the point. So Andrew, thanks for being the first person to submit original content.
Oh, thank you.
And if that pretty much, does that cover everything, like everyone's ideas and everything and all that? Or does anybody want something to add before I go into plans for next week?
Dude, where are all the boobs? No, I'm fucking with you. No, I like it. I think it's really cool. There's a lot that happens in just 5 pages, you know? But
Yeah.
the fact that it just gets right to the point, that's what hooks you in. That's what works.
Yeah. I know that the first episode's gonna be it's I know I didn't reveal so much, but I thought it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, like that opening scene alone sets up so many mysteries and shows you the threat right out the gate. So it's like, okay, we've already seen some shit, which means we're probably going to see even more shit like later on.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out what the hell this thing is.
And the main character is very interesting. Like, I know I didn't bring him in, but he's like an old soldier in task, and I don't know, it's very interesting. He doesn't believe in, like, you know, the corporate and political side of war. It's more of like the actual hands-on, since he's the one that was inside of it. So it's very interesting to see him like kind of interact with all these different people, and also trying to like do some history and interact with them. So it's gonna be interesting.
Very cool.
It's gonna be cool.
All right. I think that just about sums up all of our ideas as far as discussion goes. Now, next week, the idea was to begin reading some of Justice League Mortal. Either we're going to try and stick with it to the end, or we're going to read it until we get tired of it, like the idea was behind reading Super Mario Brothers. And before we kind of like sign off, I just want to state that the interesting thing about Justice League Mortal is that this is a movie that very nearly almost got made. They were probably about 2 weeks, 3 weeks into actually filming the movie. There are cast photos that you can find online of everybody in full costume, from Martian Manhunter to the Green Lantern. If you've seen Shazam, what was his name? Not Billy. The kid in the Shazam family who was in blue when he finally like got the god powers and everything, and he walks around with like the walker, not the walker, the crutches for most of the film. The actor who plays the adult version of him, the Shazamified version of him, was actually cast as the Flash in that movie. I feel like Cassidy knows what I'm talking about. She just
I
can't place
know
it.
his name, but I can't get it.
He's the guy who played every like, what is it, like spunky teenage boy in every MTV movie in the early 2000s. That's the kind of guy he was. But yeah, what ended up
I got
happening,
Flash.
we're going to go into this more next week, but what ended up happening is that 3 weeks into shooting, Warner Brothers completely pulled the funding of that movie because of the writer's strike that was going on around 2006, 2007. And what we're going to be reading there's no real way to know, but it may be like the final draft. Like this is the shooting script for the movie. So we might not have those first draft issues or criticisms that we had with Mario Brothers. I don't know how it's going to go, but the entire reason that I wanted to get into it is because soon the Snyder Cut is going to come out, and I think that a lot of us here are actually kind of excited for that. Cassie turned into a bobblehead for a second there. That's what joy does to you, huh?
I love the Justice League. I'm very excited.
See, I'm the lucky one who didn't see the original. So like I'm gonna see the Snyder cut for the first time.
All right. So guys,
Adam
without further
Brody.
ado, where can we follow everybody on your various social medias? Cassidy, I saw
Well,
you do this. Go ahead.
you
go
can find me on Instagram at the smallest constellation. There's periods in between each word though, so be careful. You can also follow my upcoming podcast. It's about kind of similar, actually. It's about urban legends in New Jersey specifically, so local. And that is called Midnight in the Garden State. That's MIGS podcast on Instagram.
You better have Andrew as a guest on that, otherwise I'm not tuning in. Andrew, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at _walking_Drew, and just on Facebook, I guess.
Forrest, where can we find you?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at my name is not Gump, Twitter Forrest Bennett 16, YouTube Forrest B Bennett, and on Facebook as Forrest Bennett.
Arlo, where can we find you?
Instagram at Styrofoam Chandelier, and on Twitter at Flash Delirium 2.
And you can find me on Instagram under Goji Ronanson, and you can find me on TikTok as Daniel M. Koo. Guys, thank you very much again for joining me on another Intrepid Read for Script Club. It's always a pleasure to have you guys online. And yeah, without further ado, bye everybody.